Morning. Right, tell you what we're going to do. I can see snow on top of the Malvern Alps, so we're going to go and pick up the XC, the Cross Country V70 that has now been valeted. Should have had a gold valet, and we're going to go up in them there hills and see if we can find some snow. Let's do that. Right, I haven't been able to find loads of snow, but the car has been cleaned, although I've already driven it through some muddy puddles. Let me show you what we've got so far, and we'll appreciate some of this scenery, and I can show you a little bit more about why I think this car is special and why it was a great buy. So we're up in the Malvern Hills, or as I like to call them, the Worcestershire Alps. I think they should rebrand them the Worcestershire Alps. That'd be a better rebranding than Jaguar themselves, wouldn't it? Fair bit of snow up here still. Non-recent though, I think all of this is from the other day. So let's take a look at my XC. The XC is 15 millimeters higher than the standard V70, and it's effectively, you can correct me in the comments, but it's effectively a passive rear wheel drive system. So it's using a viscous coupling, so when it feels that the front wheels are slipping, I think it's heat based, the viscous thing expands and then the rear wheels start engaging. That's how I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's obviously something flying above me. If I see it, then I'll film it. Now, it came with special ribbed mats, which is quite cool. So obviously I've got all the mud flaps. Where it differs from the standard XC is I've got a totally different rear bumper with all the plastic moulding, so it was ahead of its time in that sense. And then I've got sill covers as well. Now the really early ones were actually two-tone, so everything beneath that middle swage would have been a darker grey. And then at the front we've got a different bumper as well, and these are quite rare. And this colour was XC only. I don't think you could get this colour as a standard V70. So it's got a different shape on the front bumper, and then we've got these little spats on the front as well. And it came with XC exclusive wheels. Roof bars, which came as standard factory roof bars, which are very cool because you'll never find a set of these. So I really like that it's got factory standard roof bars still attached. We've got a few issues here. We've got the trim coming up a little bit, and then the windscreen trim as well is starting to peel back. So that's a few bits to sort out. We've got some lacquer peel on the doors. It's obviously had some paint. You can see different colours here, but I'm not so worried about that. The V70 XC Cross Country came with the really cool Cross Country badging on the back, and I just absolutely love that. It says Cross Country in brown metallic, so very cool. It's a 2.5 litre 20 valve petrol automatic, and it had these cages as well with these nets and these lovely carpets, which the standard V70 never came with. Now what I love about this car is they're all there. You know, this should have gone missing years ago, but it's all present and correct. Even the smaller pieces there, so there's another smaller piece of carpet, and it's really nice. It's a lovely material. I don't have the other mats with me. They're drying down at the car wash at the moment, but that's all there. So they obviously found a bottle of motor oil when they were cleaning the car, and because I can put that in here, it now won't roll around the boot. These trims always break on all P80 platform Volvos. Headlining is coming down slightly, but not bad enough that I need to do a headlining quite yet. All leather, obviously, as you can see. Really nice specification. Good speakers as well in these Volvos. They always have really good speakers. A little bit of discoloration. I hate the word discoloration, it's so generic. Discoloration there on the leather seats. We've got a charging point in the back as well. As I said, these mats are not present at the moment. Electric rear windows. Non-sunroof. Gutted about that. I'd have really liked a sunroof. And then again, on the door cards, these P80 V70 Volvos, the door cards go here, the glue goes, and then these start to peel out. It's not a problem essentially. It's just, you know, it goes with the V70 cars. And then the window switches are moved to the door on these, and these go on nasty as well. And I've just sold a parts car V70, which is really annoying because I had all of these bits. Steering wheel's a bit worn. I do have a wood wheel actually that will go quite nicely in this car, but the dashboard and everything is in really lovely condition. Everything seems to be pretty good. Heated seats work. No cruise control either. It's lacking cruise control, but I don't know whether that was an XC thing, whether they didn't actually come with cruise control. I've got traction control there as well. Trip computer, that info button down there will scroll through miles per gallon, average fuel, all that sort of stuff. And then I've obviously got heated mirrors and heated rear screen. Air conditioning, as I said, nice stereo. I'll put a stereo in this car anyway. Pull out cup holder just here. And as I said, it's the 2.5 turbo petrol. I think they were about 190 horsepower, but we'll take this one down the dyno next week and have a little look. Has it got any coolant in it? Yes, you can see it at the top there. Okay, thought I was going crazy then. Yes, so it's not losing any coolant. So it's the 20 valve turbo, good strong engine, and shouldn't really be too problematic. As I say, it's got this problem with the lambda sensor at the moment, so it's farting a little bit, but nothing major really. So right, I think I'm gonna have to move my car. Hang on a second. No, didn't have to move my car because he's got a Hilux. I just love this colour. It's an absolutely fantastic colour. So I'm generally very pleased with this car. I will be putting a set of winter tyres on it, and I'll probably get these wheels refurbished at the same time. So I think temporarily I'll probably swap these wheels out for another set of Volvo wheels that I've got. I've got a set of Perfos from a T5, so I might put some winter tyres on those and send these off to get refurbished. Just because while I'm changing the tyres, it seems to make sense to do that. The wheels aren't too bad. Let's just do a walk around the condition of the car generally. It's obviously had a scratch here, and I've got some rust coming through. This door is quite heavily scratched as well, and then I've got rust coming through on the bottom of that door at the back and then at the front and here as well. But as I've said before in videos, Volvos don't tend to rust too heavily. This wing at the front is pretty straight, and then over on this side, I love the number plate. Over on this side we've got rust on this leading edge as well. I could probably do with a new set of headlights, a new set of indicator side lights. It's got the egg crate grille, which is cool. That was the same grille that went on the V70R, so a very cool spec. Obviously wash wipe on the headlamps as well. A few marks on that mirror, but generally it's pretty clean. I guess these wheels on this side are like the worst, and obviously I'm missing a centre cap there, but I've got spare centre caps at home. And then this wheel at the back is not fantastic either. I think I've got a slightly sticky brake caliper as well. But other than that, that is my Volvo XC, and I love it. So I'm going to go have some coffee and look at the service history file, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the service history file and a little bit more about the gentleman that owned it before me. Let me know what you think of this car in the comments. I love it. Oh no. convinced the rear wheel drive is working. The gentleman who sold me the car sent me a message the other day saying, how are you getting on with the car? And I joked with him that I immediately got the car stuck in ice when I went to try the four-wheel drive, and did you know anything about it? To which he replied, yes, I do vaguely recall the previous owner saying something about disconnecting the 4x4. So maybe that's why the car was so cheap, because the 4x4 is not working. But morning, well, I'm off on another train today to go and pick up yet another Volvo, but while I do that, I'll talk you through the history file on this rather special car. So I basically mapped out everything. This is everything that I know about this car from going through the paperwork. It came with a massive box file. Now, it was owned, the first owner bought it on the 8th of August 98, and he sold it on the 11th of December 99. So the first owner owned it for 1.35 years or 491 days. Then Glyn Berwyn Jones bought the car at 18,732 miles on the 11th of December 1999, and he kept it until the 5th of November 2024. 9,097 days or 24.92 years. Then the ownership was transferred to the chap called Gary, who I bought the car off. He only owned it for 17 days. So really, that's not really a change of ownership, or it shouldn't have been, because he was just selling the car on behalf of Glyn, who had passed away. And then Geoff Thompson, that's me. I'm the fourth owner. And really, let's be honest, the second owner, because the one that counts there is Glyn, who owned the car for 24.92 years. Service histories: 11,000, 18,000, 28,000, 42,000, 62, 73, 87, 94, 103, 115, 124 and 130. All of those were at Tyne Lawn Garage, which is the sticker that's on the back window. The town with the longest name in the world, and I can't say it. I've got all the attributes for the car here. So we've got the VIN number, we've got the type, the chassis number, the variant. It's a sandstone pearl car with light beige leather. It's a base model, no sunroof. I've got the radio code, the ignition key code, the immobilizer pin code, the VGLA remote pin code. I don't even know what any of those are. And then the service history, I've got £12,899.47 spent on the car, which includes, and I think I wrote it on my other piece of paper, I think I worked out that it was 25 tyres in that time, most of which were Pirelli. I think there's about 15 Pirellis, but there were some Avons in there as well. It is now wearing not fantastic tyres, but we're going to sort that out. And most of it is done at Tyne Lawn Volvo on Anglesey, so it's a local car for local people, serviced by a local garage for most of its life. I do think it's due a service now. I've put everything in date order with the mileage, and the last one I've got with a mileage interval was 161,000 miles, and we're on 173 now. But I don't know when the most recent service was. So I think it's due a service, or I think I'm missing some paperwork. Interestingly though, in January last year for the MOT, it had rear shocks and springs, inner and outer CV boots and exhaust hangers, and the year before it had a caliper, pads, discs, front suspension, top mount and anti-roll bar links. So it's had quite a lot of money spent on the MOT. Now, I think we have a problem with aftermarket parts with Volvo. I think the wishbones that we're buying, they don't last long enough. I seem to be replacing wishbones on these P80 platform Volvos pretty much at every MOT. Let me know if you're having the same problem, because on last year's MOT, the inner and outer CV boots were done, I suspect at the time, and then the one before, the front anti-roll bar links, I think that they would have done some work around the wishbones at that time, and they've gone again. I can hear the knocking from the front. I also think I need a front set of shocks, because it's very bouncy. It's a very bouncy car. So, set of shocks, full service, including all of the leads, plugs, possibly a dizzy cap if I can get a good one. Everything to do with the ignition system to try and sort out that lambda light and the slight running issues. Front set of shocks and a fresh set of tyres, and we will have a really, really nice car here. And then after that, we'll try and work out why the four-wheel drive isn't working. So that is the history on this car. And back to the video. There you go. Look, that's the key ring. Tyne Lawn Garage, Anglesey, and the name of the town is too long to put on the keyring. Right, I'm going to go get coffee and a train, because I'm absolutely definitely not off to buy another Volvo.